Hello everybody, my name is Mike on a Bike, and welcome to another exciting episode on Grid Legends. And today we'll be racing the Aston Martin Vulcan. I haven't really had much practice with this vehicle before. You'll probably be able to tell. I may have used it once in a race before, but I don't think I actually owned the vehicle at the time. I just made that purchase just before this race. And as you can see, I kind of regret having my anti-roll bars a little bit to the stiffer side, as the car does love to understeer. And away we go! As we begin, the Ferrari makes its way past on the left-hand side, and into the first corner we get sandwiched against the barrier. Thankfully not on the outside, and as we start mounting an offensive here, as you can see with the Mazda Mirai and the Ferrari over there. Oh, it's twice now for the Mazda. It's a real mounting party. Fortunately, we could not work together to keep up with the front runners, as we take the outside line to make up 2 positions to get ourselves into 13th. It is now a battle of attrition. Who will make the first mistake? Well, it seems like all 3 of them actually managed to get a very poor exit out of that last corner. Next corner is a medium speed right-hander. As we hit the brakes, Mazda Mirai scrapes against the wall, collects us as well as we hit that rewind button. Pagani makes it past, but not for very long, as he gets collected into the wall as well. Next corner is a very slow right-hander, as the Pagani rolls right into the Mirai, giving them both a very poor exit out of that corner. And we are now right on the rear bumper of our teammate in another Vulcan as well. As we go through this corner, he says hello to the barrier, edges his way to the outside. Team orders. I guess they really wanted him to let me through because I am a little bit of a faster driver here. As we go through another right-hand corner, and we creep our way towards the vehicles that were directly ahead of us. As you can see, there must have been some sort of contact. We're trying to make our way around the outside of the Ferrari. We make a little bit of contact with the wall, and that gives them just enough to stay ahead for now. As it is now a drag race, Aston Martin versus Ferrari, who will come out on top. I believe we've edged just a bit. As you can see, we are in and out of within 1/10 of a second. And we slowly but surely pull away. I went a little bit wide here, but that's because I wanted to make sure I left enough space, as there's a lot of respect given between Joker and I. And we inevitably make it just ahead, as he collides into the wall back there, and I collide exiting the corner. He really knows how to hit that apex, if you know what I mean. And onto the back straight we go, as we're slowly losing the Ferrari directly behind us, and slightly gaining on the Pagani just ahead of us, into the right-hand corner. This Pagani must have scraped the barrier there on the right-hand side, and goes wide on the next corner as well. This will be a very interesting remainder of the race, as he just loves the barriers. Albeit, he's got absolutely phenomenal straight line speed as he pulls away. He's a little bit rough around the corners, but man, the amount of speed, it almost kind of feels unfair. You'd think upgrades were on or something, and I have absolutely none. And we can watch both the Pagani and Ferrari sail off into the sunset. They make a little bit of contact, pushing the Pagani into the barriers, as he can't seem to control the car at all, and into another set of barriers for the Pagani. But just the straight line speed, he's on the inside, he's got that line. I make sure not to collide with him, because that would cost us both quite a dramatic amount of time. And it was at this point that I had to fast forward a little bit into the race, as this was pretty much the held position for quite some time. And at this point, a little bit of a miracle happened. As we made our way through the right-hander here, the Pagani decided to visit the wall again, as we make our way right past. Almost like an overtake from the outside of the corner, but I did pass before the corner, so that doesn't really count. And although they did have superior straight line speed, I did well enough to manage my mistakes, and from here on forth we basically built enough of a gap, no more slipstream for them. But the straight line advantage, unfortunately, and look at the seconds here, it's just ticking down. The amount of straight line speed is ridiculous. So we make our way through the right-hand corner. Pagani behind us makes a mistake. And at this point, I don't believe there was a way for them to catch back up anymore, as I think they were probably target fixated on the back of our vehicle and weren't paying attention to the course. And at this point, we just had to keep our heads down, focus on the race ahead of us, and try and catch the vehicles that were just ahead. Though unfortunately this proved to be very challenging. About half a lap later, we wind up seeing two parked vehicles. Well, I wonder what happened there, and that's two positions, thank you very much. And then of course, now the main task was to finish the race, which we managed to do in 6th position. So I want to say thank you and great work to all the hard workers back at the factory. You guys have really built an amazing car. The Aston Martin Vulcan. Well done. Now looking at the tally here, we can see that there is quite a gap difference in best lap. It's about a 7-second difference. Very intriguing. And now on to the second race. We're at Sepang International Circuit. We're on the short track though, 5 laps. And if you're a big fan of destruction derbies, I think you'll really come to appreciate how the start goes off. As we enter the tuning screen, we're gonna soften those springs, and by the game's definition of softer springs, it'll give us a little bit of an advantage when riding those curbs. Starting 17th, and the countdown begins as we take off. Now you'll notice that there are vehicles in the back that quickly swallow the entire pack, but of course in a very graceful way, as that Mazda Mirai gets some airtime and 2 people end up in the wall on the right hand side. And I'm trying to get through this as clean as I possibly can. However, it's proving quite difficult to get past all of this heavy traffic as the carnage ensues, and we haven't even gotten past the best part just yet, as we get forced completely wide and knocked into the gravel traps on the outside, losing positions left, right, and center. We make our exit and somehow miraculously leave a Pagani in our dust. We're slowly catching up to the pack just up ahead, trying to regain those positions. Around the outside we go, tucking the vehicle into the apex as much as we can on this corner. It's very slow, avoiding the collisions behind, and we get absolutely stopped. Our momentum is completely gone thanks to the AI, who is now currently cheating to a certain standard, as you know the AI usually do in racing games. And we make our way past. Easy. Fast forwarding here, we're up to the 3rd last corner, catching up to the vehicles just up ahead of us, as my teammate in the Vulcan pit maneuvers the Pagani. As we try and make a ghost pass, it doesn't work out. However, we get both a Ferrari and our teammate in the Vulcan in the switchback, sticking to the Pagani's slipstream down the start-finish straight as we edge a little bit closer every second, and we are now on our 3rd lap. Hitting the brakes nice and early, tucking that car into the corner, hitting that apex, but with our luck, the Pagani just manages to get back onto the racing line. As we head around this fast right-hand corner, we're still just on his bumper, we're just about to kiss it. Hit the brakes early, dip the car into the left, Ferrari comes flying through, almost as if the brakes were either not there, missing, or maybe just forgotten. I don't know. And now making our way into the last couple of corners of this lap, we hit the brakes, and the Ferrari behind us gets a little bit too close as the Pagani goes completely wide. Our teammate absolutely obliterates that Ferrari back there. Not sure if you saw that or not, I'm sure you did, as I did purposely zoom in the camera on the rearview mirror for that specific purpose. If you missed it, you need to go back and watch it, like right now. And thanks to pulling away from the Pagani on that lap, we actually had a very silent final lap for the most part, up until the very last corners where another Vulcan pulls up behind us. It must be one of the upgraded vehicles from earlier that crashed on the first lap of the race. As a Ferrari faces the wrong way, I'd imagine maybe he was trying to look back but forgot what the button was, so he just did a pirouette. And the Vulcan makes it right past us very cleanly. Great drive by them, but that demotes us back down to 9th. Now, I'm not exactly completely content with this position, however, all things considering with upgrades on, that wasn't bad. Not bad at all. But thank you guys so much for popping by. Thank you for watching this video. Hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this kind of content. I'll be continuing this until Forza Motorsport releases. Have a great day, and remember, keep that rubber side down.